GTA 5. We're at the flight school. Okay, this is going to take 2 videos to cover all of this. AA Gamer for Life. Okay, I did get gold on all the levels. They're very doable, exception of the last one, which is pretty challenging. And somebody with better gaming skills might not have had as hard time as I did with it. And to be 100% honest with you, getting gold on all these levels is nothing that you have to stress over. The ticket about the flight school is just getting your flying skill up to 100%. And truthfully, that's all you really need to get out of this flight school. There's no achievement for getting gold on all the levels. If getting gold is just something that you want to do, that's really up to you. All the flying challenges are doable. Some of the helicopter ones are tough, but the last one is what really puts your flying skill to the test. Okay, so all these levels, basically the first few ones pretty easy, takeoff and landing, and then the game was really geared for doing this what they call knife thing. Basically, you're flying at a 90-degree angle, and keeping the plane at altitude and being able to fly it at an angle. But to be honest with you, throughout the game, I have not completed it, but there's really nothing about the game that you need to do it. There's a flying challenge in there where you have to do 15 of these knife flights. Basically, they're making you fly through these buildings that are close together at a 90-degree angle. Exception to that, there's no need to fly upside down. There's no need to fly at a 90-degree angle. It's just something they put in the game, which is a lot of crap. There's a lot of things they could have done with this game, but that's a discussion for another day, I guess. And I suppose I could get into it a little bit as we get into these videos. All these challenges are pretty self-explanatory as far as how to get your gold. I mean, it'd be different where if you came down to the flight school and you got gold, that it would unlock an airplane hangar for you or something, but it doesn't. And my buddy Demented Priest has completed the game, and he bought the hangars and the helipads, and I don't know, there's just there's no need for it, really. I mean, the air challenge for completing under the bridges, Trevor is a good pilot, and he has his own free helipad, so it makes like no sense to buy a helipad considering that there's just no need for it. I mean, I wish there was, but until the thing comes. But 420,000 to buy a helipad is a serious chunk of money, and then 1.3 million, I believe it is, to buy an airplane hangar down at the airport, which makes it so you can go in and out of the airport without getting a water level. That's great, but at what point is it needed? That's the thing. And according to my buddy, there's really no need for it. So it's like, I'm not going to spend the money on it, either of those two, because unless it really becomes needed. I did the Epsilon missions, which is under the Strangers and Freaks thing, and Michael will get 2.1 million for doing all that related bull ass or BS stuff that's related to the Epsilon missions. But 2.1 million, that's a pretty nice payday for you. And in order to buy the tequila business, you need 2 million. And I'm like, all right, well, he's the only person. And Franklin, I saved up his money, and then after the jewelry heist and what he got out of that, he had about 700,000 or 800,000. But I bought the Smoke on the Water marijuana place, and then the taxi company, and one other place, and that got him down to like 100,000. So he didn't really have any more money to buy like the towing company or whatever. So, you know, at this point in the game, there's like no money for them to buy any other places. So I was like, well, I'm coming up to the Mayweather heist thing, and he's like, well, you're not getting nothing for that. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're not making no money. And all the missions related to the story don't really pay any money. And I know at the very end of the game, you make some, all the characters make some big fat paydays, but, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I mean, I don't particularly like having to wait to the end of all the story missions to buy a business, but, Michael needs 50 million just to buy the two cinemas. It's like, wow, that's a lot of money. And if you got the game complete, it makes you wonder why you should do it at all. Anyway, that's a bitch session for another time, I guess. I mean, I could definitely go off about all the idiosyncrasies of Grand Theft 5.
When I give you the signal, I want you to try to hold a knife edge with your plane. Okay, perform a knife edge. Perfect. Now hold that position. Don't forget to use your rudders to maintain altitude.
Again, most of all these challenges are very doable. It's just the later parts when you get into the helicopter ones, they're quite tough. No question about it. And then the very last one where you're earning your wings, you're basically flying a plane, and the only way to really make the time is to do the bonus levels, the markers. You have to do some on a knife edge, and then you have to do some that are inverted, and you need to hit them or you don't get your bonus reduction time. And I was able to get it with half a second to spare. I mean, that's how close it was. And like I mentioned in the beginning part of this video, ideally what you need to get out of this is just to get your flying skill to 100%. So you don't have to get gold. Silver will work. It's just one of those things where you want gold just for your own personal satisfaction. Then you got to do what you got to do to get the gold. But I was talking to my buddy Demented Priest. He's like, the best plane to do the knife edge challenges is the stunt plane, and he's like, that costs $750,000. I'm like, wow, Trevor's not even close to having that kind of money. And according to him, he does not make any money until the very end mission. I'm like, man, that's messed up. Yes, there's like the strangers and freaks. There's hunting, and he could run guns via air or the ground or whatever, and it makes pocket money compared to, needing $750,000. I mean, that is a lot of money for a plane that you only need to do an air challenge with, and then never gonna really need again. So, go figure that. Because as it stands right now, the hooker place, I believe, costs like $600,000. The hen house up on the northern part of the map is $80,000, and then the towing company and these characters, they just don't have the money yet. So I was like, I am earning some paydays, but what it costs you to get these places and the way the money comes in. Now, if your paydays were every day instead of every week, you might have something going on there. For instance, the tequila place pays $16,500 every pay. That's once a week. So, and I don't know exactly how much real time a week is, but I'm in the game a lot, and it's just not enough. I mean, it really isn't. The kind of money you get from your paydays is, enough to pay for your armor and weapons and ammo and stuff. I'm the type of gamer that I'm gonna keep, 100 grand on hand, just for expenses and whatever. I don't want to get my money much lower than that. All right, so we got gold on that one. Okay, for these videos, I'm Michael, doing the flight school. Um, I didn't make videos, but I came back here as Franklin, and I just did enough of the challenges to get his flying skill to 100%, which is like right to this point here. And then I stopped. There was no need to go any further. Again, you get absolutely jacked for getting gold. It's really up to you, where you want to go as far as getting gold on all these levels. But the reason for the flight school is to get your flying skill up to 100%. It does make handling the planes and helicopters a lot easier if your flying skill is at 100. Although it does still seem to be a little bit on the trying side to fly, even if your flying skills are at 100%. And Trevor's flying skill, when he becomes an available character for you to play, is already at like 70-80%. So I did bring him down here as well, and got him to 100%. And that only took like 4 or 5 of the flying levels to get him there. And then I left. There was no need to continue on. I only did the whole flight school with Michael. As you can see right there, he broke 100%. He only had like 1 bar when I started. So to be honest with you, at this point, I have no need to really continue on to flight school, but I do just for the video's sake. All right, so we're gonna break the video here, come back with the loop-to-loop, and then get into the helicopter. AA Gamer for Life. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.